What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. My name is Brittany. Thanks for stopping by. Today, guys, we're checking out a video called Gordon Ramsay Protects His Staff. Now, we know Gordon Ramsay be going off on people, and most of the time it's hilarious. So let's get into him protecting his staff members.
Gordon Ramsay is a household name in the culinary world. A master chef who has hosted many cooking TV shows such as Hell's Kitchen, Kitchen Nightmares, and the F Word is known for one thing: his savage remarks. While the TV shows showed the world the expertise and brilliance of Gordon Ramsay's culinary skills, they also showed that the popular chef has more than gifted culinary hands. His sharp mouth and savage comebacks and comments are actually some of the highlights of these shows, and they keep viewers coming back for more. You might be used to his apprentices and waiters sitting at the receiving end of his harsh remarks, but what if we told you that there is a warm and compassionate side to Gordon Ramsay? In this video, we share 10 heartfelt moments where Gordon Ramsay stands up for waiters, especially with rude customers and business owners. You just might change your opinion of Ramsay after this video. The first moment is from an episode of Kitchen Nightmares where Gordon Ramsay discovered that one of the servers, Miranda, only got paid by the hour and did not get tips for all the hard work she did.
Good tips?
I don't make tips.
Say that again. You must be the only server in this country.
This is the bakery one.
Now, everyone knows that tips should go to servers and waiters in a restaurant, but the owner of this restaurant had other sinister plans.
These are the people he didn't end up helping.
For some reason,
him and his
Gordon
wife
was livid when he found out that Miranda's tips were not going to her, but instead they went to the owner of the restaurant.
Wow. Okay, great. Thank
Him and
you.
his wife are
welcome.
crazy.
Seeing as Ramsay has dealt with many crazy and stubborn restaurant owners before, he was quick to step in and make things right. Ramsay called on Sammy to talk to him about the issue.
Yeah, I've just found out something pretty major. Miranda, the young girl?
Yeah.
You go. Give her a tip.
To which Sammy confirmed the allegation and tried to justify his position. Unwilling to admit that he was wrong, Sammy claimed that he did most of the work around the restaurant and he deserved more tips than Miranda, who actually served the customers that gave those tips.
Then bring me the people who's going to do their job and I don't have to interfere. They can take the whole tips for them. Did you see? I already took 3 orders for myself and sent them already to the
owner.
Ramsay was having none of that and proceeded to inform some customers that their tips go to the owner and not the waiters and servers.
Let me ask that to
All right.
Sir, the tip that you left the young lady server, the owner takes the tips.
Speaking of horrible owners cheating their staff, this is another situation where Gordon Ramsay had to step in to defend a server's tips. Ramsay had accepted to work with Robert Dean II, the owner of Juniper Hills, and everything was going just great until Ramsay checked the bookings and reservations that the inn had in the past few months. He then discovered that not only did the owner's friends stay in the inn for days, eating and drinking for free, but they also did not tip the waiters and servers in the inn. He proceeded to speak with the waiters, and he discovered that when the waiters did get tips, their boss, Robert Dean, took a share out of it.
He's worked
For
with the
what?
servers before and accepted a portion of the tips.
Oh my God. He's taking their bloody tips.
This guy is mad.
Ramsay was not pleased at all, because if there's anything he hates more than mediocre food, it's badly treated staff. He decided to confront Robert about it, but was further dissatisfied when the inn owners didn't have any valid reasons for their actions.
I thought I
Just
needed to have somebody here, rather than having 2 other guests in the hotel all by themselves to have more energy.
Robert claimed that he only shared tips with the waiters on nights when he worked. He claimed that this approach was his way of teaching the waiters and waitresses to up their service to the point where he does not need to interfere with their work or tips.
On nights that I work,
Please.
I did take tips.
That is disgusting.
I have tried to work with my staff to teach them that this is the way I want service done.
You're so bad.
I take a percentage of the tips based on the amount of work that I do.
Gordon Ramsay was not having any of it and ultimately
only
decided
take
to
the
quit
tips
his new
if
job at
you're
the
serving
end
the
out of
table
solidarity with the
and they leave
cheated
you
waiters and
specifically
servers.
a
Oh
tip.
dear.
Gordon has left. He thinks I'm stealing my staff's tips.
Sometimes waiters aren't the only ones to get the short end of the stick when it comes to culinary and hospitality industry. This time, Gordon Ramsay did not stand up for waiters, but a chef. In Jack's restaurant, the team was struggling to meet with the orders and deliver food as needed to their customers. This is because the new chef Aaron was new to the restaurant and hadn't quite gotten the hang of things just yet.
And Aaron, who's only been working at the restaurant for a matter of weeks,
just toast me a croissant. I need it yesterday.
I don't know what that is.
now faces the prospect of running the kitchen alone.
With his head barely above water, Chef Aaron was unable to have the respect and coordination he needed from the other staff, especially the waiters. Remembering his early days in the business when he could barely figure anything out for himself, Gordon decided to step in and help the chef. Ramsey noticed the lack of effort and cooperation on the part of the kitchen staff and spoke to them on behalf of Chef Aaron. He explained how things were from the chef's perspective and encouraged them to be more cooperative so they would have a smooth operation. In his words, the restaurant would need to adapt to change if they wanted to stay in business. However, the change would happen without the kitchen staff if they failed to work with Aaron.
And each and every one of you have to step up to the mark. This restaurant hasn't got long to go unless we change. We're changing, with or without you. So do as the chef says and listen, okay?
It was good that Chef Ramsey came in and kicked them between the legs, and they said, "Hey, get your together or get out."
Sure enough, the kitchen staff buckled up and everyone was suddenly in much needed sync. How many waiters have had to placate angry customers who want nothing but trouble? But we might not know the exact number. We're pretty sure it's a whole lot. In this video, Chef Gordon Ramsay did not only defend his waiters, but also the young chefs working under him. The night started off great. All the customers were loving the food, and quite a few had many kind words to say about the chef.
You have to taste it. This is absolutely unbelievable. Best food I ever had.
Of course, when everyone praises someone or something, there's always that one person who chooses to do the opposite just because they can. In this case, it was a woman who came into the restaurant with her husband and a friend. Out of nowhere, the woman took a bite of her steak and raised the alarm.
Absolutely terrible.
She complained bitterly about the food to the waiter, calling it terrible and demanding an apology.
Even I can cook better. That's horrible. That's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. Terrible.
All of them embarrassing.
Are you serious?
That I wouldn't even feature my dog.
Girl, please.
Of course, the waiter was confused as to how the same menu everyone else had been loving was suddenly terrible and unmanageable. Upon reporting to one of the chefs, the woman asked for the specific feedback to know exactly what she disliked about the meal. Forced to explain her reaction, the woman said the steak was too tough and everything altogether was just horrible.
I need to get feedback from you, okay?
Why didn't she like it? She said the steak was too tough, which doesn't look tough to me.
Chef Ramsay decided to try out the steak that had caused so much trouble, but his sympathy quickly became annoyance when he realized there was absolutely nothing wrong with the steak. He went over to the complaining table to say just as much. Although the woman tried to cause more trouble, Ramsay was quick to defend his young chefs and told her to shut up.
What are you trying to say, sweetheart?
Terrible. Words put out every.
Really? Why don't you just take a seat and just sit down and try to enjoy a cup of coffee?
How can you enjoy something?
But madam, unfortunately you're talking out your rear.
Things can get rowdy and complicated in the kitchen, and sometimes getting orders out as fast as possible is pretty hard. This is a scenario in this video where Gordon Ramsay had to stand up for his chefs and waiters when customers came for them. The first set of customers that tried to cause a little trouble for the chefs was a group of young women. They started that confrontation by trying to get Chef Ramsay's attention, but knowing the situation at hand, Ramsay thought it was best to ignore them and work hard to resolve the solution.
Can you give us attention, please?
Two salmon well done. Can you just shut up for 30 seconds? Two salmon well done.
He told the waiters to do the same so that they wouldn't make a scene.
Let's go. Just ignore these bimbos.
Nobody will listen to us.
Then, a young man came along
why
to
they thought that was a
complain
good
about
idea.
his delayed order, for which Ramsay responded by explaining the state of things. Chef Ramsay tried to reason with him, telling him to see how hard the chefs were working behind the scenes.
Hi, how are you?
Great, thank you. We've been sitting here and it's the red kitchen, chef.
You're waiting on a Wellington and one bash, yes? Well, I'm deeply sorry, but right now we're about 7 tables behind.
The young man didn't seem to care about that and proceeded to complain, further calling the young chefs amateurs.
What do you
Is that
expect?
arrogant? You haven't got a clue what's going on behind me?
It seems like you have a lot of amateur sous chefs.
This was where Gordon had had enough and told him to go sit down because he was talking from his rear end.
Right. Finally your head's coming outside your arsehole. Now sit down, you dick.
Have you ever wondered what would happen if you called the Gordon Ramsay perfectly curated dish a piece of paper? Well, this woman did, and she immediately regretted it. In this video, Chef Gordon was working with his restaurant team to serve customers when this woman said that her food had no flavor at all.
Has absolutely zero flavor. It's like eating a piece of paper.
Even though they had already prepared the dish all over again just for her. She angrily stomps out of the kitchen to rudely confront Ramsay and his staff. Not willing to deal with her tantrum, Gordon dismissed her and prevented her from harassing any of his staff.
It's the same goddamn thing you plated. The same thing. Oh gosh, I am so going back there.
One beef salad entree, one fast one New York steak.
Jeff!
Right, don't whistle at me, I'm not your fucking dog, yeah? You look more like a dog than I do.
When customers have to wait a long time for their food, they can get a bit agitated and understandably so. However, if you know anything about Chef Ramsay, the last thing he wants is to have customers come over to the kitchen to complain about the food. He does not take well to this behavior. In this video, Gordon Ramsay stands up for his chefs, although they have their own faults. Their service was slow and customers had to wait over 2 hours without getting their food. When some of the customers came over to the kitchen to complain, Gordon Ramsay told them to get out of the kitchen using very explosive words.
We've been waiting for food for about 2 hours and 45 minutes now. And we were curious about that.
Yeah, well, you're a clever girl, aren't you? It's a new restaurant. Yeah, it's been a tough night.
2 hours and 45 minutes?
Yes. Right. Anything else?
I don't know what she expects, or what these people expect coming up to him telling him.
Asparagus, please.
Your food's still
Well, this sort of
delayed.
reaction was a tad over the top. It caused some customers to walk out of the restaurant. Gordon still protected the restaurant and its staff from getting harassed because he knew they were doing their best. In this video, Gordon was on a new project to help the historic Coleman Inn build a better experience. However, what he found surprised him so much that he had to call a meeting between the owners and the staff. He discovered that there needed to be more connection and communication between the owners of the inn and the staff. Also, the staff, especially the manager Mandy, were overworked and were clearly burnt out. Gordon highlighted how stressed and overworked the staff are and urged the owners to do better. However, the owners had other ideas as they refused to agree with Ramsay. In the end, the manager had to leave in anger after complaining more bitterly about her working conditions at the Coleman Inn.
It's really annoying. I want people who are committed. Committed? You, I've been here for 3.5 years. You stupid. You just got here.
In this clip, Gordon Ramsay was working with the owners of Amy's Baking Company to help improve their service.
Back to
While
this.
working there, he discovered quite a few things.
This was the man from the
Not only was the
beginning.
cooking bad, but the owners of the restaurant didn't give their waiters tips. He also discovered that Amy, one of the restaurant owners, was very rude and unpleasant to her staff. Gordon decided to sit down with the owners and talk to them about the poor operation
place
of the
from the
restaurant,
first clip.
standing up for the servers, waiters, and even customers in the restaurant. Who says arguments can only happen between customers and waiters? In this video, two Hell's Kitchen staffs, Sandra and Jason, were in a heated argument. Gordon had assigned a particular role to Sandra, a decision Jason was clearly not happy with. Ramsay watched him for a moment, and the second that it escalated, he stepped in and cautioned Jason from micromanaging Sandra because he did not like the way she did things.
I've
You
never
may
watched
not
Hell's
fucking
Kitchen.
like it, but it's my fucking choice. So, take it, shut the fuck up, and put your head down. Stay on the section.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Let's go.
Yes, chef.
Sandra was very grateful that Ramsay had gotten Jason off her back and returned to a peaceful kitchen. And with that, we have come to the end of this video showing Gordon Ramsay.
That was crazy, y'all. I've never watched Hell's Kitchen. I've only seen clips of it, and it began crazy, especially the clip. I've seen a clip with the two blonde ladies walking up and him calling them bimbos and stuff. I've seen that. But I don't know, like when people that go to, when Hell's Kitchen, I don't know if it's still filming. When it was filming, when the food is behind, you know that they're filming a competition show. You went in, I'm pretty sure they made you aware of it, and that things could get delayed. So if it gets delayed, what makes you think you could walk up and be like, well, I'm dissatisfied with it being delayed, and they just want to give, oh, here's the food. We've had it ready for hours now. We just didn't want to give it to you on purpose. You think they're going to do that? No. No, they're behind. They're behind. So you're going to get your food behind. Anyways, comment down below if you want me to react to more clips like this, and I'll definitely try and get to it. Also, give this a big thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. It helps me out in the YouTube algorithm. And then don't forget, that's my niece. Don't forget to subscribe down below and turn on your post notifications. It's the bell next to the subscribe button. And then I'll see you guys in the next video. Alright guys, peace out.